I know the students who just became a student of aspect program. Obviously, they cannot compete to my experience. And I say like, this is a biased opinion.
How much does it treatment cost?
It's the most expensive dental hygiene in the world.
When did you launch this?
In March.
In March.
Yeah.
How do you get customers right now?
California, or especially Hollywood dentistry, is the best dentistry.
Bad dentistry.
Best.
Oh, best.
We used to think that is best dentistry, which now I would argue with that.
Really?
Yeah.
How did the first concept come to you?
And it just like the universe gave me this opportunity.
And you took it. But you say you're not proud of it.
No, of course I'm not.
Why? Anton.
Hi.
Thank you for coming to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So, who are you?
Again, I believe I'm human.
Listen, I've been looking you up, just getting to know you a bit more before this podcast. You're an actor. You're a singer. You're a boxer. And you're a dentist. And now you're an entrepreneur. So there are 5 different things in your past that brought you here. I want to start with Russia.
Yeah.
How are you, what are you famous for in Russia?
I want to say about the dentistry.
Dentistry.
Yeah.
So you like to be identified as dentist, as number one?
As a dentist, because to me, to be in that kind of category, to be a dentist, which means to be a doctor and to be in the service for people, to me is the high level of evolution for humans. I mean, we can talk about the universe, we can talk about whatever, but the biology and physiology what really attract, and it's infinity to me. So from the very beginning of my life, I wanted to be a doctor. But I think I'm not choose the dentistry. I think dentistry choose me. But yeah, I
because of your family?
I guess it's a legacy. And my great-grandfather was the first doctor who developed the first dental school in Russia in 1932 to get them higher degree. So it was dentistry, but dentistry was like, it's a little difficult to explain because it's a different grade of education that we have. You have a college, you have whatever. What do you have after college?
Graduate studies, I don't know, PhD.
I mean, the elementary
school, college. Middle school, high school, college, all this stuff.
So we have a school for 11 years. Then we have an institute.
So where are you born? Which city?
I was born in Saratov.
Saratov,
yeah.
Where
I have
Saratov?
A little sample of my city.
I see.
It's a beautiful actually city. It could be a beautiful city if not Russian governments and stuff.
So
it's a beautiful city.
To
right
a dental family, right? Your father is also...
No, my mother and my father is a generation that's keep a legacy. But my older brother and my grandma and my great-grandfather, they are.
So how was it growing up in Russia?
Tough.
What did your family do?
My dad, he's a driver, and my mom, she's a counter.
So then you decided to follow the family legacy of dentistry.
Yeah, actually, I'm really proud about my older brother, and he put me into, because I really didn't want to
do that.
Yeah,
okay.
Because I wanted to be an actor, as you said, and I wanted to be a singer. And he said, like, yeah, but I think this is better for you. I was like, how do you know that what is better for me? But I complete all of those things.
Back to Russia. How was it growing up? You said tough, but what does it mean?
Tough.
Give more color to it.
It was cold. It was dangerous.
Can we look up where you're from?
Yeah, sure.
This is the city.
Correct. And put the 1992.
Saratov.
1992 pictures.
1992.
Yeah, and images. Go to images. Here we go.
That's probably it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, so the huge
cold.
lines is the cold, and in 1991, just USSR was broke, and it was deficit about the products, about the clothes and everything.
This is toward the tail end of Soviet.
Yeah.
So how was it after?
I was a kid, so to me it was fun. I guess we tried to make it fun, but we all looks similar. You know what I mean? Like all kids look similar, the similar clothes. My mom can stand in the line to get a milk for like
Hours.
I
see.
Yeah.
So in the 90s, you went in elementary school, and then high school. Where did you go there? Still in the same city?
Yeah, but it was actually funny because my grandmother, she negotiated. Let's put it in this way, with the director of university that built my grandfather, and I don't know how it possible, but we just skipped the exams, and not to skip them
for college.
For college,
I see.
Because the higher school is the same place.
So you got special treatment because of grandfather, basically.
Yeah, and I didn't go there because my grandma thought that the exams going to be in August, but they were in June or May or something like that. In August, it wasn't that, like in the mobile phones and stuff, and like we're ready to. I don't know how it possible. So. Eventually, I didn't go there to Moscow, and we decided to be in the Saratov, which is a very great school. Actually, the medical school is great. And my first year of my education, I was the youngest artist of very popular show in Russia at that time. It's Comedy Club. I was a stand-up comic.
The club.
Like it calls like Comedy Club,
I see.
but it's like an Improve that you have, or Laugh Factory or something like that. And it was a first TV show in this specific format. And I was 18, and I got a contract from Moscow. And this is the first actual thing that I had to decide. What should I do? Should I go to that famous district, or should I stay in a medical school?
So you were still, I see, you were in college when you got that.
Yeah.
What did
I got
you do?
the contract, and I was incredibly popular in university. I came back from Moscow, and all of those tutors or teachers, they all knew me, and they said like, hey, how he's like, how is that? Like, can you show me the photo of that?
So you mentioned Saratov is good if the government allows it. Why? I mean, give us a picture of how does that look like, and what would you say that?
Oh, it's crazy because this is a city right on the coast of one of the biggest river in Russia, Volga. So the environment to be on the coast, it's like why I choose the LA actually, because it's very
good weather.
My city vibe, my hometown vibe, like a lower key and the cost. But it's not lower key in the terms of, but it's lower key like the houses and stuff. Yeah, but it's just became a very dirty, nothing there. I think it's before USSR broke, it was pretty good. It was artery of market traffic.
So you remember USSR days?
No. Just
as a kid, you didn't care about it?
No, I didn't care. No.
Interesting.
No.
And then what year you got out of Russia?
2013, I came for the very first time to United States, and I met...
For school?
No, for the symposium, because the friend of mine, it's actually, it was a big period to me during my medical school, because I was between comedy show and to be a dentist, and dentistry to me was boring, and especially Russian dentistry was like super boring to me. Like those hospitals is no like fancy stuff. I'm talking about not the fancy stuff in terms of the business. I'm talking about like just care for people, like when you have a like limited time for a patient and you cannot even go deep into the problem and you have to skip it like that.
Is it like big hospitals?
Big hospitals, there's no private practices that time. For real, imagine, and it's like a line of 30 people, and you have to have zero empathy, zero compassion,
just
zero tolerance. Back to back,
drill,
and you
fill,
just
get out.
Yeah, and then drink vodka by the end of the day, which I'm not that person. It's very interesting to realize yourself that. So
you didn't like that? You came to America? Is that why?
I mean, yeah, I was. We call in Russia that I was white crow. You call it the black sheep.
Black sheep?
Yeah, I call it white crow. So yeah, from very beginning. So it's very interesting transition of my soul into that body, and from the place that I was born to where I live now. Yeah, it's
so
very
2013 you came to US for a symposium. That's the GNM symposium you went to.
No, it was Nobel Biocare, and a friend of mine was a vice president of Nobel Biocare, and I came, and just accidentally I met Clayton Chen.
Got it. And then, but you escaped Russia. When did that happen?
2021.
2021.
But from 2014, I got the class with Clayton Chen, and I was back and forth because I was very, to me it was fascinating. Eventually I found what I looked for in the dentistry, like something very unique, and this is the piece that most of the dentists missed actually. And I'm a big believer of that.
GNM, we're talking about.
Yeah, GNM is the philosophy and approach about treatment planning, about into the problem, what the root of the problem, and how you can solve it. Not just like symptomatic treatment, but the holistic approach, which, when you do something and you like feel, I'm not sure it's right, I think it's something missed it,
I see.
And I found it.
So how did the escape happen? What do you call it, escape? Tell me the details.
So I got a green card because I was, and I'm still a unique specialist.
Oh, you got it with the special talent category. Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
And then...
Not bad, huh?
Yeah, it's good. I got the same. I know it.
So, no, you have to understand like your value, and if the United States government giving you a green card, because it's a value,
It is. So you got that one.
I got that one.
What year?
But 2017 or 18, and to maintain it, you have to be in the States at least for 6 months.
Correct.
And that time, I got the GNM concept and I brought to Russia, which is crazy popular. It was tough to implement a new approach there. It was popular for young generation because I'm that time from that crowd of dentistry that formed already. I was the youngest guy. All the time I was the youngest of everything. Youngest, and not now anymore, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't care. So it was the time that I became a popular. Then all of those, TV shows and stuff, we'll talk about if you want.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and I was back and forth. In term, like my goal was to build again the university as my grandfather did, but for the young generation, because those generation, in my humble opinion, was just like skipped by those knowledge, those just circumstances that they grew up. And I want to get a new generation of young people who not just following the steps of the previous generation, but just like start thinking about the new things. That was my goal. That's why I was back and forth and implement a new protocol for my country. And I actually invested a lot to that, into the symposiums, into education. Then I had a partnership with another doctor, and we had a beautiful little hospital there, which is with incredible modern approaches. And I never thought that I want to be here, which is from the childhood. That was my dream, actually, Los Angeles, Hollywood.
To come to America?
Especially to California. And and then my lawyer called me and said, like, yo, you have to come. And imagine that time. I mean, just put yourself in my shoes.
What year is it?
2021.
Right after the Ukraine?
No, before.
Before the war.
Before. Now imagine, 2021, my birthday party, 600 people. I'm on a stage.
In Moscow?
In the middle of the Moscow, like in the center of Moscow. And I had a crowd, Ukrainians, Belarusian, Mongolian, Chinese, Americans, Germans, Italians, and the crowd like in the same vibe, love, like in everything together. And on the stage, I was performing on the stage. Jameson, which is my friend and one of my favorite musicians, performed. He came from LA, actually. My I would say best DJ, the story entertainer from Berlin. He came. Imagine international crowd right in the center of the Moscow. Now, you cannot even imagine that it could happen again. That all of those people together
they don't go to Russia anymore. Yeah.
Imagine Ukrainians and Russians are separate.
The whole Europe is separate now.
The whole Europe is separate. It was the last party like that. Just imagine that. And I was on the stage, and next day a lawyer called me and said like, yo, Anton, you have to come because we have no excuses. You have to be here. I said like, I'm not actually needed anymore, the green card, in terms of I already almost had my own TV show.
In Russia.
Correct. About the medicine, biohacking, neurohacking and stuff. I just finished build my very first house right on the lake in Moscow. I had my hospital and I had my line of the oral care product, Dr. Krivorotov oral care, which was the first toothpaste with a CBD in Russia. And the number one actors were the face of my product. Do I need really go to any other country?
For green card, yeah. So you said no, you don't want it.
I said like, yeah, I don't really don't want it. And she said like, I feel something. Just come and then figure out. And I came with the 2 suitcases, and February 25th, my girlfriend just like wake me up and said like, yo, the war. I said like, are you tripping? It's like nightmare or what? She's like, no, war. I was like, with whom? She's like, with Ukraine. I said like, I get it, but who? Who go to you for Ukraine? She's like, Russia. I said like, no. And I started being out loud because to me it's, this is how you call the process when you get an adult. How you call this process?
Growing up?
Yeah, growing up.
Right.
That was my period of growing up.
That moment.
Because all of morals, ethic, and all of those imagination just like disappear. Because we had the illusion that we used to live in a civilization in
Russia, in Moscow, yeah.
Yeah, and we almost.
So where were you when the war happened?
Here in LA,
Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles, yeah, with the 2 suitcases.
I
started being out loud. That time I had like 500,000, like 500,000 followers on Instagram, which not that bad for the audience to hear me out, right? And when
you started to post against Putin and government, is that what you did?
I did not. I started to support Ukrainian people because they're all my people, and Russian Ukrainians, my heritage actually from Ukraine.
I see.
They came from Lithuania and then Ukraine and then Leningrad, which is now St. Petersburg. So they're all my people, and also, and African my people, and Brazilian my people, and you my people. You know what I mean? Like I believe in the concept.
So you started to support them.
I started to support and stuff, and because I had the contract with a TV channel, whatever, and I was like under that time not under the persecution, but they followed me and they said like, better you to shut up. I said like, what do you mean? My mom taught me you better do not throw the garbage out of the the trash can, right? But now you basically tell me that nobody cares. I'm not support.
So they ask you not to be vocal.
Not to be vocal. I said like, if you don't have the moral by the end of the day, so what do you have then? And then I start like a flashbacks in my life, Amir. The flashback from my really childhood, like we were like 2 little Jewish guy in Saratov in the school, and like all of those guys was like very aggressive to us, and we don't know like why, and then like institution, then like my crowd, then the adult life and stuff, and all of those things that you just hide it, right? They start like
just popping up, yeah,
and like, oh, this is the part of whole picture. So that means that's all logical. It's no surprise. And I'm not one of them.
So you never went back?
I never. I mean, technically.
Can you?
Technically, I can, but it's the high risk to me to
Yeah.
be in the prison for 15 years.
So where's your brother now?
There, and all my family there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is the situation right now?
The situation in my family or in
No,
Russia?
overall support for the Putin. Seems like there is support for Putin from people.
They are always support them.
Right.
Support him. They always be. I'm not a politician.
Right.
The only one thing that I want to say that the progress and evolution is in international communication, and we have a lot of problems on our planet. So global warming, terrorists and stuff, and this is the suicide for
That's
Russia.
right.
This is a suicide.
What do you think will happen? How does it end?
North Korea.
What do you mean?
We talk about Russia.
Yeah.
What will happen? Like it's the
Like
same concept as North Korea.
Oh, it goes that direction.
Yeah,
Isolation.
Isolation. Yeah. Bullshit from through media. People that everything is great. I mean, again, maybe they have bread. Maybe they have oil. Maybe they have gas. But my concept of being human, let's say, okay, how many countries we have?
200.
230 countries.
Right.
Let's say just like one country has a water and other country doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that country who has the water, so like, okay, so that country that has the water,
Right.
so like, now you can suck my toe to have a water.
Mm-hmm.
And in my world, like, okay, I have water, I will share the water with you guys. You know, and this is to me a terrorism.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a water, but what are you gonna do?
So who's doing that? That's Russia or
I think Russia is a great country. Not government, but the Russia is a great country with a lot of resources. But I think you cannot, I would say, manipulate by your nature resources with the world. Okay, and then if you don't want to support me, I will like cut the gas. Yeah. I'll cut the gas. I'll increase the price for the oil or something. You know, I think it's much deeper than we talk geopolitically.
Right.
And it has happened like all the time of humanity. I'm not really want to go deep to it,
sure.
But I'm just completely disagree with my friends who already in the past, with whom I was at the same page. I've been thinking that I was at the same page, the morals and ethic. So then I escaped. Then I'm not never go back. And I started my life from the scratch. And it was, to me, it was minus like $2-3 million.
The financial impact on you?
Yeah.
Just the contracts or?
No. It was a project that we're about to start.
Everything that went down,
everything.
I see.
It's a bouquet of everything that I just like achieved. And it's like, let's say that amount.
Cost you that much.
Disappeared. And you like, and you naked. And it was, Amir, it was the best. Because for the very first time, I was sober. Like sober.
Just awake.
Okay. And then you ask me, who you are? I'm like, okay, I'm human. And I can do like everything. Yeah.
Do you still box?
Yeah, I do boxing.
Yeah. And how did that happen? Do you pursued it pretty seriously? Professionally or hobby-wise?
It was a hobby.
It was a hobby?
But I was fighting in the ring kind of a lot. And I was pretty good because of my height and length of my arms and stuff. But my really hobby was Muay Thai. That's why I hold my back and like those tattoo from the temples. And it's actually the spiritual awakening happened through that.
What is it called?
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai? What is that?
Yeah, Thai boxing.
Oh, Thai boxing. I see.
Yeah.
And then that's why you went to Tibet, right?
Not Tibet, Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand. I've never been in Tibet yet.
I see.
Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, but now I'm boxing, and now my like really good friend Deontay Wilder, it's he's a heavyweight champion.
What did you do in Thailand? Just for the silence?
Oh yeah, Vipassana. I had like a couple of Vipassanas there, and also for
Training.
camps, yeah, for sport camps.
What was that silence fasting that you did? What do you call it? Silence?
Vipassana.
Vipassana? Vipassana.
Yeah.
What is that?
It was a spiritual leader.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Goenka. He's Indian, and he created a method.
Right.
When you just go in silence mode and you can clearly hear yourself.
What is it called?
His last name?
No,
Goenka.
the method.
Vipasana.
Oh, it's a type of meditation. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So you go silence for how many days?
10.
10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So how does it feel like?
For very beginning, it's very tough because your monkey brain starts like looking to something to think about, to watch, phone, call,
You're
speak.
with people though, right?
With the people, but all in silence.
That no one talks to each other.
No sound.
No sound.
Mm-mm. Try it.
Nature.
Yeah, nature.
Nature, just nature.
Just nature. Just nature and you.
And you talk in your brain only.
Yeah, but do you really believe that thoughts happen in your brain?
I do.
No. No,
Why did it happen?
neuroscientists they already prove that not the product of neocortex. The concept, I do believe the concept is we live in iCloud of the thoughts, and our brain, which is a piece of fat, can connect with the different layers of the already existing thoughts, and you can get them and translate them. Also, I can briefly explain the concept. Maybe some of your audience or
share with it. I'm interested to know.
Especially you, maybe your life
Absolutely.
will be better. So the first statement is: if you're not master of yourself, what's the point? We here in the human experience. So this is the part of very short period of life is let's call it human experience, right? And this human experience, I need to understand like what it's about. Because it doesn't make any sense if we'll all die eventually, right? It doesn't make any sense. But what it's about, what the human experience, what is the roller coaster is. And we have two subjects as the human. One subject is biological Anton, who can be offended, who can be in love, who can be sick, who can procrastinate it. And we have another subject that has been evolved for a billion years. Let's say it's a higher ego or intuition or soul or God that's in you that live without your body constantly with no time, with like, infinity. And those two subjects connected for this human experience for this period together. And this is the conflict that 99% of people have. And once you feel those difference between your biological body...
What is the other one called? Biological...
And spirit, soul,
spiritual,
whatever.
I see.
You can call whatever you want. Ego, intuition, God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once you feel that those two subjects, they're separate, and what should get control of your body or your spirit? I would say your spirit.
Spirit, yeah.
Because body, it's very actually easy to put in a trap with tobacco, with alcohol, with the sex, with the drugs, with addictions, with whatever you want.
Right.
Like with the procrastination, with the social media. Well, your brain, which means your brain, it's just a machine, and you have to drive this machine, which in my concept, the driver is your spirit. And once you understand it, you start to control yourself, and you start to get your new heights. You call it heights when you go into the mountain heights, new heights and new experience, because it's infinite spectrum of life. It's not just like success in your career or money on your bank account, which is very important, or just a family. If you just look from the telescope, not from microscope, which is actually the same, you can see that all of those population control things put you in a spot that you have to be someone.
Right.
But once you understand that you can be whatever you want, but with a moral, ethic, and higher, meanings, goals.
Purpose, meaning, purpose.
Every day became with incredible value.
So how does the silence help you achieve that? How do you use that in the...
Okay. Let me do this example. Remember we spoke about the breath work technique?
Yes.
Breath work.
Yes.
So let's say the breath work is a technique when your parasympathetic system start to get the control under your neocortex, because the physiological process inside your body became artificial or different, and they just like cut the neocortex just to control your life in terms of physiology.
True.
The same things happens with Vipassana. In like 4 or 5 days, your neocortex shut down. And when your neocortex shut down with all of your experience, and you just like physiological body and everything, you start hearing yourself, which is not here, it's here.
That's why you asked where the thoughts are. Is in the head or...
Yeah, but they are like everywhere.
Yeah.
It's waves. It's just your perception.
So how was it? You started to hear different things?
Oh yeah.
Like what? You first day you deal with, how am I gonna do it? Probably your body resists this.
It's crazy.
This is crazy. Why am I doing this?
The whole body on day 2 is just in pain.
Right.
Because you're like, what am I doing? Like, maybe should I deny it? Like, okay, it is not for me.
Who monitors you in terms of? It's like
the facilitator. A facilitator.
What happens if you accidentally make a sound?
No, if you want to make a sound, you just come to him and like, I can't anymore.
I see.
And he just like basically calms you down. Yeah. So the best example of benefits, right? Mm-hmm. It's not even necessary to go to Vipassana. People just manipulate in our modern world, manipulate with definition of meditation.
Sure. I can never do it. I'm trying just the meditation.
No. What the meditation is? It's like it's very deep meaning of it, and this is a lifetime experience. It's not just like you need it,
right.
But the benefits, if you start hear yourself, you start be on the right track. What means right track? When you feel like, have you ever felt when you sit with someone and you just don't feel comfortable, and you don't want to talk even?
Right.
And he starts pitching you some ideas.
Yeah, you just want to go.
And you're like, you want to go.
Sure.
But same time, you understood that it's very important for your career, and you have to listen. And you're like, okay, Amir, let's finish that conversation. And you go with that person, and eventually you're not getting any benefits, just dead neurons, right? And no success. Otherwise, if you are aware of the process and if you feel not comfortable, you like said,
I'm done. Yeah.
I'm done. And this is save your time, your emotions, your neurons, and you just solid, bro. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, why I'm still doing boxing? Because to me, it's very animal things, because we are still animals, and it's keeps me focused on things in terms of control myself. Because do I afraid my partner? Of course I'm afraid of my
Right.
partner because he punched me, right? But I'm trying to control no, you're not afraid. It's just a pain. You know? I will not die. It's a sport. It's a
pain.
sport. It's a, you know, this kind of thing. But 2026, I'm going to get my last fight publicly.
In 2 years.
In 2 years.
How did you come out of that silent 7 days? What was the feeling after? Vipassana. Am I pronouncing it right?
Vipassana.
Vipassana.
Yeah.
What was it like when you wanted to open your mouth again?
I honestly don't remember. It's naturally. You know, like when you quit, have you ever quit something in your life? Like smoking?
Smoking, yeah. Smoking. Tobacco.
And can you, did you ever back to the tobacco smoking? Remember
Yeah,
that?
sometimes, very occasionally, but I don't
That's
think...
the same thing. So
How you just open your mouth and...
You just, and again, and your body consume it.
Got it.
Same. But this is a very good question because you need to remember that feeling of pure yourself. Because when you go back to the city with those tracks that you have to follow and you forgot everything, you have to remember it. It's very hard. That's why from time to time you have to get back.
How many times have you done it?
Not many, but
Not many.
Fortunately I have a group of people who are real Buddhists who just like took me as the part of their family, and I am with them. So again, it's not about religion, it's not about like very deep practice, and I don't know, it's just now my life. I live like that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How many TV shows were you in?
2.
The most famous one was The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Got it. So let me just look it up. The Bachelor, that's it?
Yeah.
Russia,
7th season.
7th season. So how did it happen? Did you apply?
No.
7th season.
No, just put my name, I think. Oh, and here we are.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get into it?
I don't know. It just the
Look at this. Stranger Girls. That was it.
The producer. Let me try to find it.
Yeah, you find it.
The producer of that channel asked me to be. So before it's very popular TV show, right? And before me, it was only celebrity there. In the show in
That's
Russia.
not you. Was that you?
That's me.
That's you, yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. That's all me. That's all me. That's not me. That's me.
So how was it? Which year was it?
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
So what was the story? Tell us,
no.
Anton. Come on.
Oh my God, this is let's do this. So the producer of the channel decided to get someone from the real life, but not celebrity. So I'm not celebrity, and the idea was to. It's all about the personality, I do believe, and how I get my green card and how I set up my new startup.
So they approached you.
Whatever. It was all about personality. So it was kind of cool. And I needed, because before The Bachelor, I already wrote the script of my medical show. But to be popular in my medical show, to attract young audience, to be a dentist or whatever in medical field, I needed to be a popular first, right? And the best way to be popular, it wasn't calculated. It's just a destiny. Imagine, backward. And it just like the universe gave me this opportunity.
And you took it. But you say you're not proud of it.
No, of course I'm not.
Why?
It's not show you your value.
I see. But it built your fame.
Yeah, but it was just first step.
Right.
But my goal was my medical show, and my value is
Yeah, you use that as
my brain. You know what I mean? And like my vision, and
Right.
just we spoke about. Are you
The
really
self,
interested?
yeah.
Are you interested in this concept?
Of course. Yeah.
Of course. And I bet many people as well. And also, it's not mine. It's not just like. It's not Anton's thing.
So that was physics. That's your physiology. That's what you call it.
What about
The show was mostly on not your brain, about the looks. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah. So
I see.
can you see like on males or females, it's like, oh, his looks great or she's looks amazing. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's not. Do the all models can proud of their looks? They're not choose that looks. They just
Right.
was born like
Born
that,
with.
right? There.
So the story was you and 25 girls, and you were
pretty
supposed to
common.
pick one.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, this put me in a situation that you need to figure out and be with the face, which I wasn't actually.
Did you? You said they reached out to you for the American one. Right?
Yeah.
You don't want to do it again.
No. Why I'm not proud of it and why I really don't want to talk about it, because not because I did something wrong, because I want to start a
Just
new
move on,
history.
yeah.
New
Nah, I
history.
hear
You know what I mean?
So 2021, post-war, you're like, okay, seems like
Okay.
I'm staying in America
Yeah, and the only one track is to be a dentist again.
to be a dentist. So did you try to get into any dental school here?
Yeah.
'Cause you need to get certified, American.
Yeah, and you
Not the Russian way, the American way.
Yeah. So as the foreign trained dentist, you have to go through ASPET program, which is Advanced Dentist Program for International Dentists, something like
Correct.
that. But before that, you have to pass the board exam, which is the most hardest part to pass.
Before becoming a dentist, not before going to do the...
Before you go into ASPET program,
I see.
you have to get the boards.
Did you get it?
I get it.
I see.
I get it board, and I have a couple letters of evaluation, like how you call it, recommendations,
Recommendation, yeah.
from Pascal Manier,
Yeah.
from Merdad Raz,
Yeah.
from Clayton Chan, and a
All
bunch of other
the
dentists.
big names.
All of big names, you know, and also my information is public about what I've been done, right, for dentistry, and I passed my boards, and I do have my green card, which means that
You're a U.S. person, yeah.
I met all requirements of most dental schools. But my goal was not all dental schools. My goal was USC. And I applied to USC.
With Pascal's recommendation, you applied to USC.
Yeah.
And you didn't get in.
And I got the letter that, you know, the program is very competitive. I said, like, wow. So my boards, letters of recommendations, my CV, and my experience is not competitive. If it's not competitive, I think there was
So what
a
happened?
biased opinion, because I just find out that a year ago on the website of UC was like, we are welcoming students from around the world, Ukraine, Russia, and this year Russia wasn't included. And so, like, I guess you guys, I mean, I would love to see if it's really somebody compete with me. I'm not saying that I'm the best dentist or the best scientist or the best person, but if you're saying like 90 people from around the world came with the Nobel Prize, you know, I get it.
Which year was this? Last
It
year?
was 2023.
2023. So you
Yeah.
were going to start this August, basically.
Right, and
Wow.
they said, like, you know, this, but I know the students who just became a student of ASPET program, and obviously they cannot compete to my experience. Cannot. And I said, like, I guess this opinion was a biased opinion about the circumstances, but I'm just want to clarify, I'm not support
Right.
the war. I'm not support the policy, the politics.
So you
of,
told them that.
I just wrote it down.
I see.
And I haven't have an answer
Wow.
at all, which I became offended to that, which now I can say it out loud that I would never be a part of UC. Because I think, especially in this country, you have to be, I don't know, like more, how would say, just feel that it was unfair.
Yeah.
It was unfair. And then I don't want to name dropping, but some people told me that, because you mentioned some people in your letters of recommendations that they not part of some society.
Politics of university, who knows?
But again, we talk about value of being a dentist in this country to give what you have for people of United States. From that perspective, I think we have to make a opinion, right? Or no?
So are you going to try again?
Not for UC.
But you want to try again somewhere else?
I mean, I would definitely...
Want to. You want to go to... That's
listen,
what I'm getting to. You want to go practice again?
Definitely go next year.
Got
but not for UC. But my goal was the UC. But let's see how the life will go, because I'm really good understand the dentistry as the part of medical system. I'm really good in management, and I'm really good in teachings. So maybe the life, maybe destiny put me on a track that I has to be.
But that was the mouth rover. I think that became a reason you start mouth rover.
Yeah, because I need to survive.
That's right.
And that's why, like, again, if you go to Vipassana or meditation and stuff, your inner something starts to create, like, out of mind, the concept out of mind, and we just figure out with a very close friend of mine that let's do mouth rover. And how
did the first concept come to you? Was it out of frustration of not getting into USC, or you always had the concept? You just pursued it after that?
So even though if I go to USC or any other university for 2 years, I won't be able to work, right?
Right.
So I need something to, like, as a business to support.
To survive,
To survive. And it was the idea that we can open the dental cleaning offices for stoners, for smokers, for, like, weed consumers.
Right.
Because
interesting.
In the past, I was a weed consumer. I wasn't a pothead, but I understand. I get it. What is it? And this plaque, very sticky layer for the teeth
from
marijuana, it's very hard to remove. And
really?
That was the idea. No, I'm just explaining the roots, how it became, right? And we knew the technique, the airflow technique. That's the only one that could be effective in terms of removing the biofilm and the plaque and stuff. And we started calculating the business model, and it doesn't work in the physical locations. Then, like, what about, like, let's do mobile? Because I'm in a crowd of people who consume weed. And, like,
you're in LA.
I'm in LA.
So.
Yeah. So, and plus, like, most of them are very famous people, right. And they wanted to be healthy. And then we'll figure out with mouth rover. And then my idea, or maybe not mine. When I'm saying mine, I just want to clarify. When I'm saying mine, I'm not really, this idea not belong to me as the Anton. Mine is like, it just pops up through my mouth.
Sure.
Because it's all ours.
I want to learn more about that problem of plaque with marijuana speakers. Smokers.
Yeah, also speakers.
Yeah. What is the problem again? Would you share it? It's interesting.
Yeah, so basically this biofilm, as the sticky layer on the teeth that bacteria hide themselves.
Right.
That's very hard to remove with the conventional methods. Plus, if you consume a weed or tobacco, those sticky layer even more harder.
They're stickier.
Like that, yeah. So, and even though you go into hygiene like twice in a year with the scrapers and stuff, you can just remove the calculus. And with the just eyes, we cannot, as the humans, to see those bacteria under the biofilm and stuff. Plus, when you start, after the hygiene, when you start using the brushes to polish it, you basically push the plaque into enamel. this.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the time when I used to live in Russia, we've been thinking that California, or especially Hollywood dentistry, is the bad dentistry.
Bad dentistry.
Best.
Oh, best.
We used to think that is best dentistry because all of those guys
all the actors and.
Which now I would argue with that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
In terms of my knowledge about the GNM stuff now, which is gnathomuscular dentistry and treatment planning and stuff, plus dental hygiene. Because to me, the most important thing is to maintain it or to prevent some diseases. So for answering your question, for the with consumers, it's necessary to have that kind of procedures to remove if they want to keep their mouth healthy.
And that wasn't possible with a fixed clinics. That's why you went to the mobile concept.
Correct.
Which brought you to the mouth rover.
Yes.
Let me look up your website so we can take a look together.
Yeah, let's get it.
So let's get to the mouth rover. You didn't get into USC, and you were like, let me pursue this.
Yeah.
How about the name? Start with that.
I don't know. I could not remember how we figure out with the mouth rover. But how do you like it? Because we're not native speakers, you know. Like the mouth rover for us it sounds cool, but
couldn't you get .com? It was taken.
No, because we are in LA.
Yeah.
And this is service just
so you want a different city
for
different.
Angelinas.
Okay, but get the .com if it's available. Get it.
Okay, before you publish your podcast.
Yeah. Someone will get it and sell it.
Yeah, I know actually.
If it's available, get it. Okay, so pretty cool name.
Yeah.
And then you said, oh my God, look at this. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
So combination of Airstream together with Rivian, together with the EMS, together with Springray. Perfect combination of high-tech, high-touch, private.
Yeah. Do you want me to explain a little
Tell
bit?
me why you picked this, like the whole concept.
Because so the Airstream looks cool, the best. And just 12 companies in the United States who can rebuild the van into healthcare vans, and just 2 companies from those 12 was agreed to rebuild the Airstream, but in 2 years. I said like, no.
2 years.
In 2 years. I said like, okay, I don't know, guys, how we'll survive, you know.
Yeah.
So, and we built it with, I just got the different manufacturers and combined it, and then we bought Rivian because I wanted to keep it like sustainable with zero emission and stuff, so no generators, no oils, and I powered it. Plus Springray, it was the first company who really supported me before I get the Airstream and Rivian physically, and I came here and you guys, thank you.
What do you need different inside of it? They said it takes 2 years to build. Is it the ventilation that needed work?
Why do you need what do you need different inside of it?
They said 2 years.
They said in 2 years because they have a line.
Is it the ventilation that needs work?
Just to get it.
Why
Okay, so how did you find
you
this
said
one?
they said 2 years.
They said in 2 years
It's a regular
line.
Can you buy them?
Just to get
Airstream?
Just to get it. No, you can't buy the
How did you find
Airstream,
this
but
one then?
you cannot
I got the Airstream
really fast
like
rebuild it.
regular
Like
Can you
one
buy
outlet.
them? Or there's a long
No,
wait?
it takes time.
No, you can buy the
First
Airstream,
we
but
figure
you
out with the
cannot
engineers
really
part,
fast
because
rebuild
my
it.
goal was to make the elevated safety standards,
It
which means like we
the
changed
first
the whole
we figure
ventilation
out with the
system. We made the
engineers
plumbing
part,
system
because my
that
goal
goes
was
like
to make
into
the
the
elevated
separate
safety
tanks
standards,
to keep this
which
super
means like
clean.
we
You know,
changed
for
the
the
whole
There's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work, man. And it's for sophisticated people who like want to be healthy. They want to be in a sterile environment.
It's a lot of work.
Especially those
for sophisticated
people who
like
famous in
high-end.
the high end, and they time the very very I would say very expensive if they got sick. Yeah, so the airflow, to me, is the standard of care.
Because of the biofilm.
Because of the
removal.
biofilm,
Got
and
it.
plus,
Yeah,
and
so
feels
the airflow,
great.
When did you launch this?
In March.
In March.
Because of the biofilm.
Oh, you are
because of the
launching it in
biofilm.
a month,
Got it.
basically.
Plus, and
Yeah.
it feels
Okay.
great.
And then
When
you
did you
also
launch
have a 3D
this?
printer inside,
March.
Yeah.
In March.
which you can print.
Oh, you are launching
night
it in
guards.
March.
Night guards.
orthotics,
And
which
then you
orthotics
also have a
is
3D
also
printer
a
inside,
unique,
which you can
I
print.
actually lecture in night guard
twice in spring training. We have
The study club, yes.
the study club, and we have a plan for 2024 to get the like 10, 12 lectures about that because it's very important.
The study club,
So
yes.
let's say
and we have a
it's
plan
not the
for
just
to
like
get the like 10
simple
12
mouth guard.
lectures about
We
that,
create
because it's very
in
important.
terms of jaw position.
So
If we
let's
find
say
the optimal jaw
it's
position,
not the
which is very important
just
before any treatment,
simple
and
mouth
we
guard,
create occlusal
in terms of jaw
plane
position, if
with
we
the
find
right
the optimal jaw
morphology
position,
to
which is very
keep
important
them
before any
patients in
treatment,
the right
and we
bite position,
create
and it's
occlusal plane
available only with
the
sprint
right
tray
morphology
for now.
to keep them
And
patients
we'll keep
in
it
the
family.
right
Absolutely.
bite position. And it's
So how does the model work?
available only
People
with
book
sprint
you with your team
Online. Yeah.
online, and
Yeah,
then you
we'll keep
drive
it
to their
family.
location.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Hygiene appointments.
So how does the model work?
preventative,
People book you
bruxism.
with your
Yeah,
team
online.
and
Yeah.
then you drive to
Night
their
guard,
location.
Also
Correct.
mouth guards.
Hygiene
For
appointments,
athletes.
preventative.
Sports card.
Yeah,
we have a
to
material
bruxism.
coming for that.
I can't
Everything
wait.
is free.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't wait.
You tested
guard.
one of the pink
Also
ones. I
mouth
saw your
guard.
Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
for
Okay.
athletes.
Sports
Good.
card.
Yeah,
We have a
yeah.
material coming for that.
I can't
And
wait.
I want to
Yes.
implement
I can't
DSD,
wait.
but
You
I'm not sure
tested
if
one of
it's
the
going to
pink
be a
ones. I saw
DSD
your
or something
Instagram.
different.
But you
Okay.
can do dentistry
Good.
there too. You just
Yeah.
gotta get licensed
And
practitioners.
I want to implement
do have a
DSD, but I'm
doctor.
not sure it's
Yeah, I
it's
saw
gonna be
that.
a DSD or something.
I have
So-
a doctor.
But you
not
can
a
do
hygiene.
dentistry there too.
Drill,
You just gotta get
I just
licensed.
don't want it.
You don't want to
I
do
just
it
don't
I
want it.
do have
because
a
of the
doctor.
brand, or
Yeah, I saw that.
Because of the
I have
So-
a doctor.
so
not
you
because
can
of-
do
I want
drill,
to make
fill,
it like sterile as
crown.
possible, and then I want
You don't
to
want to do it. Because of the
grind
brand.
grind teeth and stuff.
Because
I
of the
have a
But
like.
if you're
because of-
there,
I want to make it like
there's a
Uh,
cavity.
maybe-
They
okay,
might ask
okay,
you,
let-
can you fill this up too?
Grind
You know,
teeth.
it's a
Okay,
thinking
let's-
business aspect of
I
it.
have a
But
like
if you're
You're a
there,
businessman, and I'm just
if
passionate.
there's a cavity, they might ask you,
okay.
can you
I'll
fill this up
build
too?
another
You know,
multi-level
it's a
Okay,
thinking business
teeth
aspect of
drilling.
it.
But I
You're
have
a
a
businessman,
good network.
and I'm just passionate.
So you refer them.
and
You
I'm
want to
just
refer
referring
them.
them.
I will build another.
And now,
model
like, I'm
for
more now about
teeth
the
drilling.
preventive.
But I have a
Preventative.
good network.
Preventative,
Yes.
yeah, preventative.
So you refer them, you
and
wanna refer them.
fashion things.
And
Yes.
now, like, I'm more now
Interesting.
to
So
that,
you don't want to go to
preventive.
treatment. Just
Preventative.
prevent, hygiene.
Yeah, preventative.
Yeah,
And
No invasive. It's a minimally invasive.
minimally
Yes.
invasive.
Yeah.
I want
So
to make
So
it
you don't want to
comfort
go to treatment.
because
Just
I want
prevent,
to.
hygiene.
This is my
No
belief,
invasive.
Amir.
It's a minimally
Minimal
invasive.
invasive. I want to make the
dentists,
comfort
famous dentists that
because
I know,
want to
they all trying to
This is
change
my point,
dental
Amir.
society
um,
with better technique.
all of those dentists,
with better.
famous dentists that I
We're
know.
talking about actually
they
in,
all
not in
trying to
philosophical
change
aspect, in
dental
terms
society.
of business aspect for
With
you
better technique,
as the
with
owner
better-
of Sprint Tray company.
We're talking about actually in not in
And why I
philosophical
feel that I
aspect,
belong
in
to
terms of
that
business
to that
aspect
company as
for
well,
you, as
even
the
on the
owner of
site,
Sprint Tray company.
as an ambassador.
And why
And they're
feel
trying
that
to
I
change
belong
the
to
dental
that- to
society.
that company.
Oh,
Right.
my technique better
even
than
on the
yours.
site.
My veneers better than yours.
as an ambassador.
And the dental
And they trying
society,
to
it's
change the
very
dental
hard to
society.
turn
Right.
or
My
hard to
technique-
implement
my
some
technique
technique.
better
You
than
know
yours.
that, right?
Mine is better than
So
yours.
my
Do, do, do,
point
do, do, do.
is, I want to
And
speak
the
not
dental
with the
society, it's
professionals.
very
I want to
hard to
speak
turn
with the
or hard to
clientele, with the clients, and to make a good perception with them to create the new demand. Then if I'll create the demand, the dental society has to be changed.
They have to.
Because they have to, because the demand are different. So to my point, I want to keep it minimally invasive with a high-end approach of the high-end technology. And then
And your angle is EPS, biofilm. That's basically
EMS.
your EMS,
Yeah.
biofilm removal,
yeah.
which is, again, if that was the first time I was hearing it, I was like, is that true? I want it. That works.
Yeah.
And if you go with that messaging, I think it's going to be a very strong value proposition, as well as pretty good, convincing
And the safety standards
and a safety
elevated.
standard. So, how much does it treatment cost? Have you done the pricing yet?
It's the most expensive dental hygiene in the world.
How much is it?
2,000.
2,000 per round per hygiene. So it's very expensive.
It's not just hygiene.
Is it EMS, right?
It's EMS. It's a
It's the
scan.
whole set.
The
I
whole
see.
set.
It's EMS, night guard,
DEXs, scanners,
scanner, get your data.
referral.
It's a very
stuff.
luxurious,
Yeah, but
interesting. $2,000 per visit.
This is the point. I wanted that concept to cost like $200
It costs you $200.
No. For
user.
clients.
But that become busy. You don't want that.
I mean, I want to find enthusiasts. Again, I don't want to own it. I want to show the concept and then spread around the world.
Right.
If you can make it like in lower cost, I would love if you can do that. To me, this mouth rubber costs like around $800,000.
How much did you spend to build? So how much is a Rivian? Rivian is
110.
110. How much is the Airstream?
100.
That's 210.
Yeah.
How much did you spend in modification?
Like 150.
150. So far you're 360 into it.
Yeah.
And then a chair, that's 10.
It's nothing. The equipment is like basically is nothing, but it's marketing. It's a
then
lot.
website. So it costs you as much as it costs to build a dental clinic. This is really not cheap.
Yeah, but you know, Amir,
Interesting.
can you imagine for the young generation of dentists,
Right.
if they want to be unique, you don't want to be associated with anyone anymore. You can get this mouth rubber for your needs. You can build your mouth rubber for your needs through me. If you perio guy or if you like ortho guy or whatever.
You do Invisalign too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can go to the ocean coast and make those total rehab cases. And you will not pay the rent.
No, I like the model.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
also
thinking
business to business and
it's
business
a
to
very
client.
niche, as you
It's a
said. It's
niche.
a very niche
It's a
that
niche.
you have to find them. How do you get customers right now?
It's a
You mentioned you parked the Rover in Melrose.
because I live there. And I park there, and I'm not in public. I don't have an Instagram, but I have a crowd, LA crowd, and they love it. And you know, the people want to stay at their houses, especially in terms of spreading respiratory infection and COVID.
They don't want to get out.
They don't want to get out, and they don't want to spend time in a line in traffic and stuff. And they can. You know, if you will count the value of the service is not that expensive, because I know doctors
it's
with conventional methods
Right.
here in LA charge like from $1,600 to $1,800 for just cleaning.
For cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
That's on a very expensive side. But
Yeah.
if you combine night guard, is $1,000, let's say, on the expensive side. If you give a night guard, you do the scan, there's a checkup diagnostic that you refer, plus the biofilm removal with EMS.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's value there.
it's value.
And a private experience that the people come to your house. It's a no-brainer. Do you take insurance?
I would love to take insurance, but
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar yet.
Yeah, you gotta research that. But even yesterday, you saw our people who were coming. I just shared the concept. Everyone was like, "We want it."
Yeah, it's
So
very
I
cool.
think it's a convenient aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's something that I think people will. It resonates with people. I want you to explain EMS.
Sure.
What is it?
EMS is the Swiss-made company.
Let me go to their website.
Yeah,
We're giving them free
promo.
But hey, I'm a big product person. And all right, there we go. This is EMS Dental.
Correct.
Good products
This is the
deserve
best.
to be highlighted.
No. This is as the spring trade. This thing has to be in every dental office.
So tell
this is a piezon. This is a ultrasound to remove the calculus, right? But this is the first unit that goes with the warm water. Do you remember when they scaling you and with the
With the
cold
metal.
water is
Yeah,
tickling?
yeah.
They made with the warm water which is obvious, and plus the airflow with the two powders.
So you don't essentially sculpt anymore, right? You don't scrap the teeth.
No, not at all.
I see.
And
Wow, I
plus,
wanna test it.
we're not brushing the teeth after it.
Interesting.
Yeah, but if you go, can you go back to mouth
course.
rubber side?
Definitely.
Yeah, go up.
I
up.
see. Remember? Yeah. Okay.
Look, this is disclosure agent, so that means That's why it's called guided biofilm therapy, because the disclosure agents show us where is the biofilm is, okay? So we can see the biofilm. You see that?
The pink.
Then on the right side of the screen, you can see the airflow, how the airflow goes, the kids and people who...
This is traditional.
And
the
this
left
is
one is
traditional. And you just scrape in enamel. And this is you just gently removing the whole biofilm.
This one is like pressure washing basically the teeth.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's faster.
And faster.
How is the splash control?
You need to just high-speed suction,
That's it.
which we got,
you
and
have
plus
it.
isolite.
So how much is the EMS?
It's I believe 15K.
15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Very cool. It's not. I haven't seen it in the US.
Crazy, no? But
Yeah.
this is standard of care. You know.
I like it. I like how it looks, designs. Switzerland.
Swiss made.
Yeah, shout out to EMS for such a great product. I want to experience it.
You get it.
It's wireless. I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wireless, and plus for implants, because the implants doesn't have the sulcus, right? The PDL. They have a specific special unit to go under the surface to clean all of those bacteria that contaminate around the implant, because the surface of implant it's just
It's
rough.
very rough. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Interesting. Yeah, it's very good.
Just to save the this one for implant.
That's the implant.
Yeah.
tip. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
How did you hear about him? Is it common in Europe?
Yeah, it's very common actually, but I was one of the first guys like 12 years ago who bought it in
So it's
Cologne in
been
Germany.
around for a long time.
Oh man, like I don't know,
Ah,
like 23 years. I don't
really?
know. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anton, this is very impressive, my friend.
Thank
I'd
you
like
so
to see
much.
these logos here too, and totally congrats on this amazing story and amazing startup.
Thank
I
you.
wish you all the best. Any final thoughts?
Just be kind to each other.
That's it. Thank you for coming over, my
Thank
friend.
you. Thank you.